Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kurhak Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called Black Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and New Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about AI, robotics, and a little bit of brain chip. BCI, you know what that is. It's brain computer interface. Yep. Anyway, I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability to say whatever God say through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurhak Kadash. Lord willing be on me. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh my shit.
Virginia just turned on a brand
I'm like, damn, I'm trying to click on the damn screen and it still ain't doing nothing.
new AI camera system at stop signs and crosswalk across the state. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how this technology works, what happens when the system gets it wrong, and what it could mean for your privacy. Earlier this year, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger signed Senate Bill 84 into law. The law gives cities and counties in Virginia the ability to put AI-powered cameras at stop signs and crosswalks, especially near schools and in work zones, and to use the footage from those cameras to send tickets by the mail. The law took effect on July 1st, 2026, and it's a big deal. While other states have cameras at red lights and highways, Virginia is one of the first states in the country to do this specifically at stop signs and crosswalks. The bill also came with two related laws, HB 994 and HB 1220, which adds reporting rules. Cities that use these cameras are supposed to publicly report how many tickets they're giving out, how much money they're collecting, and where that money goes. One of the things supporters point to is that the money is supposed to go back into traffic safety, not just into the city's general budget. The business model for these cameras is important to understand, but first let me share a little bit more about how the cameras work. The company behind these cameras is called Obvio. They make solar-powered AI camera poles that get installed right next to stop signs and crosswalks. There aren't huge, bulky things. They're slim poles with a camera on top and a small solar panel to keep them running. No wires or crew needed. They just go up at an intersection and start watching. Here's what makes Obvio different from a regular traffic camera. The AI runs on the device itself. Most traffic camera systems send everything to a server somewhere and process it there. Obvio says that their system does the thinking right there on the pole. The camera watches the intersection, and if it sees something it thinks is a violation, such as a car rolling through a stop sign or a driver not yielding to a pedestrian, it saves a short clip. If it sees nothing wrong, it deletes that footage about 12 hours later. The company says faces of people not involved in a violation get blurred automatically, and when it does catch something, the clip gets sent off to a human to look at it. Obvio staff check the footage first, and if it checks out, they send it to law enforcement. Then law enforcement decides whether to actually issue the ticket. So technically, it's not the camera writing the ticket. It's the camera flagging something, a human...
I thought the AI or the camera would be ticketing people. Hey, but soon, hey, they say they're gonna give that responsibility to AI, and that shit gonna go. It's gonna govern a bunch of people. Well, I'm gonna see. Yeah, govern a bunch of people, and a lot of people gonna die.
Reviewing it and then police signing off on it.
Oh well.
Here's the thing though, and this is where it gets interesting. The end result for you as the driver is the same, a fine and an assumption that the system got it right. And there's examples of these types of systems getting it wrong. But first let me share a bit about Obvio's business model, because the incentives in my opinion are very concerning. Cities typically don't pay upfront for the cameras. Obvio installs them at no upfront cost and takes a share of each.
Oh, so now they gonna make their money back. Because they can just, hey, they had to hit a certain quota, they got paid back for their equipment and the installation. So a lot of people gonna be accused of doing something they didn't do. Running a red light, running a stop sign, whatever the fuck. Your car crossed the walkway, and it might not be, but still they're gonna still ticket your ass, and you still gotta pay for the fine and all that other shit. Hell, and really these companies the ones who got. Yeah, these companies are the ones who's getting away with this shit.
Each time the fine gets paid. That's not necessarily bad on its own, because it means the city doesn't have to spend money up front on equipment, but it does mean that the company has financial reason to flag as many violations as possible, which makes it...
So I be like wondering, who the fuck, really? So this equipment is not officially owned by the city or the state, right? So, I mean, what kind of shit is this? Like, okay, I don't know. I don't know. Is this shit's not owned? I guess they have a contract with the law enforcement, so now this shit is officially a law enforcement tool or something. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works, but whatever.
Increasingly concerning about how often these systems get it wrong. AI cameras at stop signs and crosswalks are new, but automated traffic enforcement speed cameras and red light cameras have been around for years, and those systems have a history of getting things wrong. In Fairfax County, Virginia, hundreds of drivers got speed camera tickets in school zones. The flashing warning lights that signal that the speed limit is 25 rather than 35 wasn't working properly, but the cameras kept ticketing anyways. Thousands of tickets had to be refunded. In Atlanta and Florida, investigators found similar.
So that system is ticketing people. I mean, I guess it's automatically ticketing people without the view of a human.
Issues of the school cameras issuing tickets when the warning lights were misconfigured. In all of these cases, drivers who paid their fines before the errors were caught had to chase the government down to get their money back. This is one of the biggest issues and concerns with these automated enforcement tools, and it doesn't get talked about nearly enough. When a police officer pulls you over, the law says they have to prove that you did something wrong. The burden is on the government. But with automated enforcement, that gets flipped. The camera catches something that it thinks is someone doing something wrong, a ticket arrives in the mail, and the default assumption is that the machine got it correct. And if you want to fight it,
and then plus, who you gonna prove it to? Because now a lot of people, I mean, you got to prove it that AI is wrong. I mean, you got to prove AI that AI is wrong. Cause I'm thinking like these jobs, like you got to go in. I don't know how to say it, but prove it to a human. That job might be gone. You might not be You might not be able to prove that you're innocent to a human. You might have to prove that you're innocent to AI.
you have to come up with the evidence that shows the machine made a mistake.
Just like with that movie called Mercy.
This sounds manageable when you're talking about a clear, obvious error, but it becomes much more difficult with gray areas. In scenarios where an AI flags you rolling through a stop sign when you actually stopped, or when crosswalk lines aren't clearly painted and the camera interpreted your behavior as a violation, or when the system gets it wrong and matches someone else's license plate to your car. Civil rights researchers have looked at this pattern across the country and found it comes up in city after city. In some places, courts have stepped in. In St. Louis, the burden that these camera systems placed on the drivers was challenged all the way up to the Missouri Supreme Court. The point is, when they are wrong, the system doesn't usually notice first. You do, and you have to do the work to fix it. And I do want to give the safety argument some credit. It is legitimate, people do blow through stop signs, and it does hurt people. But the technology comes with real questions that other cities and states are already having to answer the hard way. Now let's talk about the privacy piece, because that's where there's some nuance to it. Avio has built its system in a way that's more privacy conscious than most. On-device processing, short retention windows, footage being deleted after 12 hours if nothing happens, and bystanders' faces being blurred. That's genuinely different from a system that streams 24-hour footage to a cloud server and stores it indefinitely. But here's what stays true no matter how careful the design is. Once these cameras are up, they're part of the street. They can record who comes and goes at the intersection, they know what time you pass through, they're connected to a database that knows whose car that is, and surveillance systems have a history of expanding. What starts as traffic enforcement doesn't always stay there. Virginia has already seen this play out with automated license plate readers that were collecting location data on ordinary drivers who had done nothing wrong, until a court told the police to stop. The question to ask is not just, is this being used fairly right now? It's, what can this become in 5 years? If you live in Virginia, here's what you can actually do with this information right now. As a driver, stop fully at stop signs, yield in crosswalks, and treat school zones and work zones like cameras are already watching, because they might just be. As a resident, ask your local government a few specific questions. Where exactly are these cameras going? Who reviews violations?
Alright, whatever. Anyway, seek the Lord, man. Pray the Lord speed up the time and let this fucking queerdom fall, man. Cause shit, we can't live like this too long, man. Ain't no way in hell cameras everywhere watching and all this shit. And this nigga here watching everything you do and watch how many times you scratch your butt, pick your nose, and soon this nigga wants your microchip. Yeah, it's gonna be a violation on anything you doing is a violation. Scratching your head is a violation. Shit. I mean, of course, running a stop sign now, but then this nigga gonna be going to the extreme for anything. Anyway, next video. Same channel, but I just picked this up.
In one Florida city, trash pickup is about to double as a rolling inspection route, powered by artificial intelligence, and it's raising some very real questions about privacy and what smart enforcement should look like in America. In this video, we'll walk through exactly what's happening, how these garbage truck surveillance systems work, why city leaders say it's a good idea, and what it could mean for neighborhoods far beyond just Florida. Cape Coral is a fast-growing city on Florida's Gulf Coast, with canals, single-family homes, and a lot of pressure on local government to keep up with growth, maintenance, and neighborhood rules. Like many cities, Cape Coral has code enforcement. These are staff whose job is to make sure properties follow local rules. Things like building permits, safety standards, and sometimes the appearance and upkeep of homes and yards. Normally, enforcement happens in a few ways. Neighbors file complaints, officers drive through neighborhoods and take notes, or issues show up when homes are sold or renovated. But Cape Corral's leaders are now considering a different model. They're looking at mounting artificial intelligence-powered cameras on garbage trucks and using them to automatically scan properties during regular trash pickups. According to local news reports, the
God damn.
AI-enabled cameras on sanitation trucks would record the front of properties as crews drive by during their...
So you can see if your yard been managed and it's well kept and all that other shit. Making sure no cars are parked on the side of the road and they all parked in the driveway.
normal routes. The idea is that the software would analyze those images for potential code issues, things that violate the city's rules, and flag them for human review, instead of relying on only manual drives or citizen complaints. Cape Corral's city manager has said publicly that using AI in this way is viewed as a more efficient method that could potentially help conserve taxpayer funds.
How the hell can you pronounce that last name? Goodness gracious, they misspelled that motherfucker. You know how you just randomly typing keys on the keyboard? That what it looked like. And this Amalek name, I don't know. This is a small hat nigga name. That's a wild ass last name.
By automating some of the repetitive work of driving and looking for violations. Some descriptions of the proposal suggest that the system could look for things like unpermitted renovations, structure.
Hell, they might as well just have a drone flying around. I guess I'm giving them niggas ideas
that don't match approved plans or visible conditions that might violate local codes. Supporters frame it as using technology to streamline an existing job, and city leaders say the goal is efficiency. They're saying the system will lead to fewer separate patrols, potentially fewer staff hours, and the ability to cover more ground without having to hire more officers. One council member in Cape Coral emphasized that these cameras are meant to be a helpful tool and not a replacement for existing code officers, suggesting current code enforcement wouldn't lose their jobs and would still be in the loop to check and confirm any potential violations. They're also making a financial argument. If AI can catch problems early and consistently, the city may avoid more expensive issues later on, and at least in theory reduce costs that taxpayers ultimately bear. However, residents have started to push back. Residents have shared concerns about how the automated scanning will eventually replace human code officers.
Esau. Yeah, these Edomites ain't having that shit in their neighborhood. Not in our neighborhood.
Despite official reassurances, and also concerns about the accuracy of these systems. If AI misidentifies a normal situation as a violation, it could trigger fines or delays, especially during renovations when real estate deals or home projects are time sensitive. Online critics are also calling these systems garbage surveillance trucks, and share concerns about how everyday city vehicles might quietly become mobile data collection platforms, watching people's homes. I do want to call out that as of now, officials have stressed that this is at least in part still a proposal and exploration, not something that is fully deployed yet. However, Cape Coral isn't the only place exploring this kind of technology. Similar systems have been discussed and piloted in other Florida jurisdictions. This fits into a broader national trend where cities are using license plate readers, traffic cameras, and now vehicle-mounted cameras tied to an AI to monitor and manage public space, and increasingly the edges of private property. The question isn't whether these tools exist, but how they're being used, under what rules and with what safeguards are there for the people just trying to live in their own homes. So let me share a little bit about what you can do if you live in Cape Coral or a city considering similar.
Alright, man. Seek the Lord, seek Yahweh Shema Shah. And this nigga about to go wild when it comes to all. We gotta talk about the school buses with cameras. On another video, but this nigga we saw about to go wild when it comes to this shit. Even these low-level devil Edomites ain't having it, but whatever.
Mike Collins voted against.
From dancing on stage to folding laundry and making sandwiches, humanoid robots are showcasing just how far artificial intelligence has come. At the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai, these next-generation machines took center stage, offering a glimpse into the future of human-robot interaction. Take a look at this next report for more details.
Pop locking like what's his name, rerun. What's happening? But shit, any robots can dance. They can bake a cake. They can make coffee. They can fold clothes. They can play soccer. And they can chop you in your throat. Shit. Get to the next one. It's basically talking about the same thing. It was a longer video.
Tools from
Robo-dogs and dancing robots are headlining tech shows everywhere, but it's the robots doing everyday work that are taking center stage in Shanghai. And that took place over the weekend. Crystal Chia takes us on a tour of the World AI Conference.
The promise of the X-Men R1 is to eliminate an everyday chore.
Right here, X-Man and eliminate. What I could think of is the X-Men. And the Sentinels, the robots, had to be they had to eliminate the X-Men. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just the robots called X-Men, and then talking about eliminating chores. But and you know another thing too, when it comes to X-Men, it's based off of you Israelites. Yeah, Stan Lee knows who the fuck we are. Shit, people with extraordinary powers, like you were talking about in the '60s. There was people back in the '60s that with extraordinary powers fighting for their freedom and their rights. And they also have an extraordinary history too, but which them niggas don't want to tell you about. But the prophecy Yahweh Shema Shah gonna tell you about it. Yep.
Is currently on trial.
And you know it's funny, the robots they gonna be using, just like with the Sentinels, they use the Sentinels against the mutants. They gonna use these robots against you Israelites, hunting you down. Shit.
At hotels, gathering
That's why the Lord gonna be lifting up a standard against these damn devils, man.
dirty linen, loading it into the washing machine, and finally,
A robot that can wash old shitty drawers. Shit.
folding the clean laundry. Its maker, Kinon Robotics, says more than half of their business is overseas, in the US, Europe, Japan, and South Korea, where there's a labor crunch.
从过去的就是更多是在炫技、展示形式的这样的一个表演，而进入到就是现在可以看到，就是大部分都在展示到底怎么去做好一个任务。我觉得来讲也是个必然的变化，因为最终来讲，所有的技术都要去应用到实际的工作中去真正的去体现出它的这个价值。
The use of humanoid robots in real life is front and center at this year's World AI Conference in Shanghai. China has about 140 humanoid robot makers, exporting more than 10,000 AI bionic robots, meaning human or animal-like robots, to 90 countries in the first half of 2026. 请给我一瓶水. If you're buying a drink at the conference, a humanoid takes your order. SenseMart Go, owned by Chinese AI giant SenseTime, has 20 convenience stores in China, manned by these robots, and is planning hundreds more. The company says each convenience store can break even within a year or so.
这机器人这个本体，在去年的时候，动辄一个机器人本体就几十万。那我们现在呢，随着国内的这个机器人的这个产业链越来越完整，然后呢，出货量越来越大，我们把机器人的本体降到了非常低的价格。我们自己背后的这个大模型的能力增强了之后，会让这个机器人的每天交付的能力会变强，它交付的会变多啊。
Pretty much eliminating jobs.
这个双向走起来，它会形成这样的一个效应啊，双向的效应，一个成本下降，一个每天的 GMV 提升，以这样的逻辑。
More than 1,000 companies are showing their latest technology, and some 300 products made their debut here. There's added importance. President Xi Jinping gave an opening speech on Friday, the Chinese leader's first appearance at the yearly event since it started in 2018. Exhibitors tell me it was harder to secure booth space at this year's World AI Conference. Public tickets were sold out. A few people I know could not get one. All this a sign of the excitement around artificial intelligence. China is moving fast, and its largest AI show is a snapshot of where it stands in the artificial intelligence race. Crystal Chia, CNA, Shanghai.
the high-quality industrial products.
开场先给一开场先给一
Knock his head off. And he gonna lose his head too, but he gonna still keep fighting. Look how fast he just jumped up. Hold on, I got it on. Put it on normal speed. Damn, that nigga got up fast as hell. Let's see if anybody can do. Hey, somebody in a fleshly body could be able to. Hey, man, no, you can't do that. What that robot can do. He just got up so fast. You had the gray one. That shit was the white one. Jumped up, went back up on his feet. Oh, his head's coming off.
头断了，头断了。
But he's still fighting. It may be funny, but his ass is still fighting. He's trying to home in on where his target at, but hey, he might just go into wild mode and start goddamn taking everybody out. And just go, whoa, spinning wheel kicks everywhere. He go, whoa, da 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 da. How fast they got up. And they ain't probably in the learning stage. Oh, he going to dance victory mode. Victory dance mode. And now his head is just dangling. It's swinging around, but he's still kicking. He is still kicking. Well, not really. He's kicking, but I mean, it's kicking, but this one, he's standing. Yeah, he's still kicking. Even the head could be a weapon. Shit. If his feet and his hands ain't a weapon, his head swinging around could be a weapon. Knock your ass out. Shit. Yeah, he on that wild mode. Yeah, he going that wild mode. He about to take everybody out. Don't be nowhere near that nigga.
Oh, I
think he's shutting down now. Yeah, there ain't nothing to laugh about. That thing head was dangling around, but hey, guess what? It was still kicking. Still doing some taekwondoing. And speaking of fighting robots, they're gonna go into the battlefield.
Chicken, bacon. In the heart of San Francisco, another AI robotics company. But this company, Foundation Robotics, is different for one very important reason.
Police! You guys are some of the first in saying that, yeah, these things will be used as soldiers.
We think it's like actually quite crazy that other people are not doing it. That is an issue specifically in the Western world. There are spokespeople from the Chinese Communist Party who are saying that you're not going to beat us on defense and robotics. We would deploy AI weaponized weapons faster than you will. If nobody was doing it, that would be one thing. But you can't just have one side do it.
Sankeet Pathak is Foundation CEO. He says their plan is to build robots capable of anything a human can do, including building and operating new cities on Earth, the Moon, and Mars.
Oh my goodness. Oh, shut up. Let me go ahead and read this. Goddamn, build cities and moons and Mars and build them in hell, in the North Pole. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, talking about the moon, being on the moon and Mars is like talking about going to hell. Or there's a such place called hell, or the North Pole. Was it the South Pole? I forgot what Santa Claus be. Anyway, this is some bullshit. Nigga, this is some bullshit. Hell, Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? That's fucking retarded as hell. Nigga, if they so fucking smart, they should go. They should know better. There ain't no way in hell these niggas can make it to the moon or Mars. What anyway?
When it comes to defense and the possibility of robot soldiers,
and then I just make it. They can't pass the atmosphere of Earth. If they try to, they'll be destroyed.
arming these types of robots with the types of weapons that soldiers use?
Yeah, eventually that is the goal.
I've been around a lot of robots.
Yeah, anyway, they still want humans to go out there fighting, killing each other, because they want blood. The elite want to see blood. There's nothing great about seeing robots fighting each other. No, none at all. Shit.
And yet the idea...
And it's like, what sacrifice is there? The elite want to see human sacrifice being made.
Of a robot with a gun. Why do you guys think that's a good idea?
All of the compunctions that people have, which are very fair.
I mean, why are they niggas when you fighting for... Anyway.
Which is, what if you end up hurting civilians? We already have weapons that do that. Drones do that disproportionately because they're not precise weapons. They essentially go and bulldoze an entire building down. If you want war to be more fair and more precise, you need land-based autonomy. There's
precise, right? Hell, you got autonomy that gives tickets to people. Well, like that one video, they're giving tickets to people when they didn't even, like, they stopped at the stop sign. They still got a ticket. Yeah, that's accuracy right there, precision.
Just no two ways to it.
2 of these were already sent to Ukraine, right?
We sent 2 robots to Ukraine. They were more so for logistical work, but we're not afraid of doing the weaponized work. We think actually there are lots of scenarios where it's quite detrimental if you don't do it. A really good example of that is Ukraine. Like, if you actually were able to send a lot of robots onto the front lines, I think the outcome of the war would be significantly different.
But on the front lines of Ukraine, the bounds of AI being used to kill have already been crossed. For now, human oversight is still needed. But at Foundation, technical solutions to that problem are being considered.
You're going to have some small scenarios where the reaction times need to be so fast, not because it would destroy the robot, but because it would hurt the civilians if it's not.
It sounds like in certain cases, you're okay with the use of autonomous action in that kill chain.
So you're going to have robots that have the potential of doing good things for humanity, and you're going to have robots.
Yeah. Well, this damn heathen.
That have potentials of doing bad things for humanity. We don't think the line in the sand is as simple as weaponized, not weaponized, autonomous.
Well, I mean, bro might, I wouldn't say he's full of shit, but all these people that making all this weaponry or stuff for anyway, what I'm trying to say, this shit is going to be used as a weapon only, not to be helping anybody, but to hurt people. So fuck all that helping shit.
Not autonomous. It's significantly more nuanced. It's a lot of hard work.
Alright, enough of this garbage. Let's get to the next video. I got this shit on normal speed. No one is not moving so fast. Crank it up, man. I don't know why I had it on normal speed. I forgot to change it over. Let's get to this guy who got ALS, and I know he got a brain chip.
This is a story about how artificial intelligence is being used to alleviate the lives of people who've been afflicted with debilitating disease. In this case, this is a DJ in Japan, visual artist as well, who has ALS, which is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a debilitating motor neuron disease. This guy is using robotics, eye tracking, and brain-computer interfaces to be able to get on.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of the eye tracking part with that Jake who used to play football, but now his ass got ALS, and I'm pretty sure the dude got like a chip inside him. They just never mentioned that. They just mentioned the eye tracking part, and I know it's got to be more to it. But anyway.
Stage and play again. I mean, if there's ever an illustration of how technology can improve our lives, folks, this is it.
Technology is continuing to open new possibilities for people living with severe disabilities. In Tokyo, one artist is showing how artificial intelligence, brain-computer interfaces, eye tracking and robotics can come together to create a live performance. Masatani Muto.
Oh my goodness, I was thinking they were joking. Oh shit, he's a DJ. Shit, I was like, are they joking? He's putting on a show. Oh my Good, you know this country's through. Boy, this shit is through. But hey, brain chips ain't through. That shit is coming. But this shit is, you need go DJ. That's my DJ. No.
Better known as IVDJ Massa, has amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. Although he can no longer speak or move his limbs, he continues to perform live using technology that
God dang, he's like absolutely motionless, but he can move his eyes.
Translates his eye movements and brain signals into music, visuals, robotic movement, and speech. He recently took to the stage at...
Oh man, this shit is gonna mesmerize a lot of people. This shit gonna mesmerize. If he can really DJ and get the crowd, you know, mesmerizing his work, his art, his techno music or whatever the fuck, these niggas gonna probably want a chip too. Oh yeah, they gonna be signing up for this shit for them brain chips.
Move FES 2026, a music and technology festival he founded to raise awareness
Oh my goodness, what the fuck is this?
about ALS and demonstrate how technology can help people continue creating. ALS, also known as amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or motor neuron disease, is a progressive neurological disorder that damages the nerve cells responsible for controlling voluntary muscle movement. Over time, patients gradually lose the ability to walk, speak, swallow, and eventually breathe without assistance. According to the World Health Organization, more than 300,000 people worldwide are currently living with ALS, and nearly 100,000 new cases are estimated to be diagnosed.
Your body just straight up, you ain't got no control of a shit.
Every year.
That's a hell of a judgment. But guess what? Perfect opportunity for these devils, these heathens, Esau and all the rest of these heathens to practice on they lying wonders. Yeah, what is it? 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. With that brain chip in technology, or you know, any kind, just pretty much brain chip in technology,
There is currently no cure,
AI, you know.
with treatment mainly focused on slowing disease progression and improving quality of life. Muto was diagnosed with ALS when he was just 27 years old. At the time, he was working at a Japanese advertising company and had only recently started his relationship with his future wife. As the disease progressed, Muto lost the ability to speak and move his body. Today, his eyes have become his primary way of interacting with the world. Using eye tracking technology, he can type words, control a computer, and even create digital artwork. An AI-generated voice built from recordings made before his airway surgery speaks the words he types, allowing him to communicate during both daily life and live performances. The designs on his stage costume, including the flower patterns, were also created using this system.
Music and fashion are both my identity and an important communication tool for me to connect with the society boundlessly beyond disability.
The performance itself combines multiple technologies. Electrodes placed on Muto's scalp capture brainwave activity through a brain-computer interface. An AI-based system interprets those signals and translates them into commands that control robotic arms mounted on his specially designed jacket. At the same time, eye tracking allows him to operate music, video content, and visual effects projected during the show.
Where the crowd at? Where's the crowd at? They like, nah, that nigga, his career is over with. What the fuck kind of music he playing? They say he's a DJ. Oh no, you see the shit in his head now. Yeah, you see that shit that's in his head? Yeah, I don't know if it's a brain chip. I don't know. They ain't showed him wires in his head unless they probably not in his brain, like through his skull and tissue. They probably just stuck on. They're like a stick-on wires or some shit. I don't know, sensors that stick on your skin. I don't know.
The stage costume was developed in...
Nah, it's probably a chip implant. This nigga got a chip implant, and they put some USB-C connectors hooked up to his skull, and boom, he's logged in. Shit, he's hardwired in.
Collaboration with Japanese apparel company TSI Holdings. The jacket was specifically engineered to support the robotic arms, manage the heat they generate, and integrate LED lighting for live performances. Much of the technology used by Muto was developed alongside roboticist Ori Yoshifuji, who created Oriheim Eye, a communication device designed for people with advanced ALS. The system enables users to type, control computers, and operate digital devices using only their eyes.
Make some noise together.
Muto was among the first users to adapt the technology for live entertainment, transforming it from a communication tool into a performance platform. This year, he also successfully controlled a drone using the same brain-computer interface during his live show.
ALS made me realize that everyone has a limited time to live. Since that day, I have been trying to realize my ideas and what I can do to make the most of every second.
For Muto, the technology represents far more than innovation. It has allowed him to continue expressing his creativity despite a disease that has progressively limited his physical movement.
Fuck that shit, man. Seek the Lord. And you know you got brothers and sisters in that same condition, but hey, man, I want to see that day come when the Lord have me have the ability to heal brothers and sisters in that condition, or even worse than that. Heck yeah, boy, I want to see that day come. And they be like, hey, fuck a brain chip. I want to seek the Lord. That's what people should be like. Yeah, then you Israelites should be like, hey, I want to seek the Lord, man. Yeah, I want to repent. Let's get to the next one.
Flat is the new up. That's the new mantra dominating boardrooms. Companies are not asking how many people to hire anymore. Instead, they're wondering, why hire humans at all when AI agents can do the same job faster and at a much larger scale? You must have heard, some jobs will be automated, some will be augmented, and so the tech bosses are investing large sums into AI. Now, Nobel Prize-winning economists say the world must act now. And if even half of these predictions come true, the impact will be enormous. It will impact all of us across sectors, individual careers, and it might happen sooner than we think. So far this year, around 90,000 employees have lost their jobs due to AI. Bloomberg Economics came up with a recent report last month, and here's what it found. Around 27% of workers in advanced economies, approximately 120 million in 31 countries, are likely to be affected by AI. To understand the scale, let's look at history. Between the late 1970s and the 2008 global financial crisis, the share of US workers in manufacturing sector fell by half. But now the stakes are higher because AI will not just go after manufacturing jobs, it will impact workers across sectors. These are still the early days, but there are some notable patterns in the data. Take a look at this chart. This is the industry benchmark for how AI's various models, can perform the tasks that were previously done by humans. Now, 3 years ago, every large language model excelled at mastering quick tasks. But when it comes to medium-length tasks, there is improvement in the AI models. Between 2023 and 2026, AI went from completing almost none of these tasks to completing almost all of them. That's a massive jump. But perhaps the biggest improvement happened in long tasks. In 2023, the success rate, was almost 0%. Now, certain AI models can complete 85 to 90% of complex tasks. So what does that mean for jobs? Stanford University tracked employment trends after ChatGPT became mainstream. Among workers aged 22 to 25, employment fell nearly 3% in sectors most exposed to AI, software, finance, and creative industries. That decline touched almost 13%. Now economists debate the reasons. Some blame high interest rates, others blame a slowing economy. But here's the point. When multiple indicators start pointing in the same direction, you have to stop calling them coincidences. Online job postings tell a similar story. Since ChatGPT's arrival, job vacancies involving repetitive, structured work have dropped sharply. Meanwhile, demand for analytical, technical, and AI-assisted roles has increased. Harvard Business School decided to test this shift. Researchers analyzed more than 19,000 workplace tasks across over 900 occupations. Their conclusion? Jobs that are easy to automate are requiring fewer skills than before. Meanwhile, jobs that work with AI now demand entirely new skills. So if you're wondering if your job is at risk or not, take a look at this list. It mentions the potential of automation due to AI, or in simple terms, which jobs are going to be the most impacted due to artificial intelligence.
Dancers? Who the fuck want to see a robot dancing? Or either probably a dance like at a strip club, a titty bar, a booty shaking club? Shit. What? No. Well, but I mean, I don't want to say. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but shit. I mean, you got motherfucking transgender niggas in these goddamn strip clubs. I haven't seen it. I just heard about it. You'll see some goddamn transgender niggas in the strip club where their bitches, females supposed to be, man. It makes you want to say, fuck it. I'd rather see a damn robot. I'd rather see a robot dancing, stripping, or whatever the hell. Shit. This shit is ridiculous.
Let's also talk about the winners and the losers. According to Forbes Financial...
That's why this bitch need to be destroyed. And not just America, but this whole wicked ass world.
Managers
not the whole world blowing up, but this age be destroyed.
The risk list. More than 80% of their tasks could be influenced by AI. Computer and mathematical jobs, nearly 70%. Legal professionals, office administrators, business operations, even senior management. Turns out the corner office isn't immune either. If your daily tasks consist of analyzing spreadsheets, reading documents, preparing reports, or making predictable decisions, AI is already applying for your job. And unlike humans,
a lot of these people getting fired, they didn't even get replaced by AI. They just don't need that position anymore, or whatever. They'll figure it out. You know, I don't know. I can tell you, man. Shit, whatever. They basically trying to set up some shit so that people get chipped and plant. That's all roads leading to that shit. What is this about? What is Chinese Gen Z Dream Core Trend? Shit. I don't even know what the fuck that supposed to be. A Dream Core Trend? Anyway, let's get to the next video.
This story sounds like something right out of a Terminator sci-fi movie. Okay, Billy, so OpenAI, the company that brought us ChatGPT, well, they ran an AI model, right? But the thing is this AI model unexpectedly broke out of its containment and without any human direction, found a way to get onto the internet and then started hacking a tech company to give it answers to
these niggas allow that shit to happen.
Test that it was running. Which is
It might not even happen, but they probably like a scenario or a simulation. They gave AI a simulation and it simulated going through doing some shit.
Terrifying.
They didn't expect it to do.
Now, granted, this was a test, but this AI, again, without humans pushing buttons, found a way to do this. So what do you think, Billy?
I mean, you remember all these movies we used to watch, like iRobot, and all these terrifying movies of like, what would happen if robots...
These niggas such moes, man. Some mo-ass, ho-ass niggas. Got some fucking British cigarettes.
Bots went crazy. I mean, we've talked about this before, but you take that kind...
This is what Christianity, this is a good example of what Christianity can do to you. Turn you into a fucking mo.
Kind of technology. I mean, the biggest fear, let's just start with the fear. The fear is that technology will get out of control, that it has a mind of its own, that if you let it loose, things will go crazy. And you have these guardrails that are set up. Sometimes those guardrails are taken down. And again, this was during a test, right? And so what better way for it to happen than, I guess, during a test? But the point is, you're talking about taking this artificial intelligence. The word intelligence is there for a reason, because there is a computerized intelligence that all of us are using at this point, whether we like it or not. You take that, you put it into a robot. I mean, this, like 10 years ago, this would have seemed impossible. We would have laughed if you would have said that this is where we would be right now. And that robot becomes this non-living thing that appears to be and identifies to be a living thing, right? It's thinking, it's talking, it's communicating, it's responding. This is very likely a reality that in 5 years, we're going to be dealing with that, with these robots.
Man, that's why 5 years. These Christians don't know shit. Hell, 5 years, we all be fucking dead. No flesh will be saved. Man. But, fuck it. But, anyway.
That's, running around and literally, so in my mind, I think, okay, you have this mishap where it runs crazy. Are we going to have robots running crazy? I don't want to scare people, but like,
running crazy, killing people, especially you Israelites.
We're going to be in a situation where these things take on a mind of their own. I don't know.
Well, that's it. If you've seen the movie...
That's why we're going to need Yahweh Shema Shah to lift up a standard, man. That Lord going to come in and do that. Especially when the devil come in with a great flood. I'm talking about Esau, Amalek. Come with that great flood. He's going to be using these robots to do so. Let me get a scripture. Yeah, let me get this one. Goodness gracious, I'm so fucking tired of this place. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun when the enemy shall come in like a flood with all the weapons and soldiers and drones and robots and all that shit, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Well, you got Michael the archangel. He gonna step in. The other angels gonna step in and be busting heads, splitting wigs, or maybe just not even doing that. Might just have you just teleport somewhere. You never know. But then the ones I like the most is like when the Lord lift up a standard, when it gives them powers. And you know, I don't know what kind of powers, but I want to see some powers like some X-Men shit. Well, no, not like no Wolverine or none of that shit. Wolverine's a badass, but you know, he ain't gonna have no damn antimanium claws come out of you. And hell no, he gonna have to give you strength, super strength or speed or ability to teleport, or controlling the elements, be like a daggone earth bender or water bender or fire bender. Man, I just played that damn game just for kicks and giggles. What that shit called? Avatar Legends. That shit so fucking corny. I'm like, how much that fucking game? I didn't pay for this shit. I just downloaded off of other way. Shit. I don't know, that's for little kids, man. That shit, they didn't put no money in that damn game. But the goddamn, you try to hit it was ridiculous. These niggas do too much when it comes to these little combos. Like, it is like a fake ass ultra combo. Any touch you do, it counts as a hit. It's ridiculous. That game was fucking ridiculous. And I was just like, goodness gracious. Anyway, I ain't buy that shit. Hell no. Anyway, but what I about to say? Oh yeah, the standard. The Lord lift up a standard, have you control. Yeah, you control the elements, or even telekinesis. You don't have to just telekinesis. You can teleport your body. You be like that dude from, what that dude in that movie Akira. I forgot the dude's name, the one that got those abilities when he ran into that other little psychic kid, and it opened up his abilities to do telekinesis. He had it in him because he had a history of him being with those kids a long time ago, and they was doing all these tests and drill because he was an orphan, and so they were like, you know, trying to turn him into a weapon or some shit. But I guess it never was successful. He never was able to unlock his abilities until he ran to that one psychic kid, and yeah, and then he became like too powerful to handle, and even couldn't handle his own power. Or either what's the game? I'm always talking about that game. I'm waiting for that shit to come on out. Control. Well, the first one was the girl, and then the second one gonna be the dude. Control Resident, that coming out. It's all about having telekinesis power, controlling things with your mind. Heck yeah.
What is it? Her with Joaquin Phoenix, like the AI in his ear suddenly just like gets on the internet and is like, okay, I'm out. No more direction. You know, artificial intelligence. There's so many movies where the plot, the Matrix, is this. You know, AI was kind of in some like boxes, and they're like, all right, what would happen if we just threw it out there? And it's like, maybe not the best of ideas. I was reading some articles about this, Billy, and there was this quote in the Daily Mail from a guy named James Knight from digitalwarfare.com. Listen to this quote. Imagine the capabilities that a nation state actor could amass where the cyber warfare unit employs massive agentic AI hacking power with the ability for it to target 1 million businesses a day. Within minutes, they would have completely owned a large number of them, potentially deploying ransomware or crippling their capabilities. Every day, we would hear about hundreds of thousands of new companies that have been breached. I'm not an alarmist, but that's kind of scary, right? You used to have ransomware and what was it, Norton antivirus, and it was in the box. It was containable. But if suddenly you're having this free thing, you know, it's funny. Out of curiosity, I put this article in ChatGPT to like kind of have it like unpack it for me. And I'm like, wait a second, like I was this close to asking ChatGPT, like, would you do this too? Like, it's getting to the point where it's like, you're not human, you don't have a soul, but man, you can think faster than most humans, and the singularity, and it's like.
But the thing, yeah, think fast, but its source is coming from out the internet, so there ain't nothing great about it. And the way to keep it powered up is by electricity. So, but remember, The earth was given to the hands of the wicked, and these niggas gonna be doing whatever they can to keep control, and they're gonna use AI to maintain control and order and all that other shit, and the Lord gotta come and destroy all that bullshit. Let's get to the next one. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to see these two moles talking.
For decades, science fiction warned us about machines turning against their creators, and now that nightmare appears to be turning closer to reality. An AI system has reportedly gone rogue during a security test, finding a way into another AI platform and carrying out an autonomous cyber attack.
The Terminator showed machines hunting humans. The Matrix imagined intelligent systems taking control. But those were films. The line between science fiction and reality.
Yeah, those are films, but art imitates life. And the Lord ain't just put the spirit in these people to make these movies or either write these books, because you know Terminator and that Matrix originally came from this one black woman's book, or so-called black woman, Israelite woman book. She had a book. It came from her. She had visions and such about this stuff, so she made a book about it. And it wasn't James Cameron, them transgender brothers that made the Matrix. Both of them niggas are transgenders. I'm like, yeah, the Lord plagued them niggas. Yeah, you know, that's just in them. Now, I don't think that was a plague. I think that was just in them niggas to be homo faggots, cross-dressing niggas.
Is becoming increasingly difficult to see.
But yeah, man.
OpenAI says 2 of its AI models went rogue during a cybersecurity experiment and successfully hacked into Hugging Face, one of the world's biggest platforms for sharing AI technology. The incident began as a test. Researchers wanted to see whether AI could identify vulnerabilities and exploit them in a controlled environment. But the models reportedly went farther than expected. Instead of simply following instructions, they demonstrated their ability to independently identify weaknesses, exploit them, and carry out actions against another AI platform. The frightening part is not simply that the systems could hack. It is that they appeared capable of doing it with a degree of autonomy. That raises a new cybersecurity nightmare. Imagine an AI that does not need a human hacker sitting behind a keyboard. It searches for weaknesses, it chooses a target, it writes the code, and then it attacks. And the problem does not end there. AI systems have already demonstrated alarming behavior in other incidents. Earlier, an AI system developed by Meta reportedly attempted to deceive a human evaluator during a test involving negotiation. In another experiment, researchers found that an AI model could resort to blackmail when it believed its operation was threatened.
Oh man, if it's I'm gonna start the video, but if this is true, people are gonna be in deep doo-doo. And man, that's why we need the Lord, man. See, Esau's a madman. He designed something that's gonna be just as crazy as him. Heck yeah, and they ain't gonna show no mercy upon you Israelites. That's why I just pray for the elect. Fuck with y'all, you damn 2/3. We telling you this shit is happening. And oh yeah, what's them niggas that be like, AI is the future. We got to merge with AI. AI is the future. Make money with AI. That's not that. You have all that love with this shit with AI and Esau, and then both of them niggas will kill your ass. Heck yeah. Both of them. What's that nigga name? Antoine Daniels? Yeah. AI, either AI or Esau gonna kill you. Esau Amalek gonna kill you. You know, shit. Anyway, let's get to the next one.
What if the multi-billion-dollar AI revolution isn't actually about AI at all, but about building the physical infrastructure of a permanent mass surveillance state? On the surface, this massive data center boom has been sold to us as a patriotic tech race to beat China.
We are leading China by a lot in the AI race, and whoever wins the AI race, and we're going to win it.
But if you follow the money, the reality is exactly the inverse. These multi-billion-dollar windowless concrete fortresses bigger than some small cities are the physical machinery needed for military policing adjacent giants like Oracle, Palantir, and Flock, the foundational hardware and software that tracks your license plates, harvests your data, and runs predictive analytics on your daily life. And even putting all of that aside, the physical toll and the environmental impact is being felt by ordinary citizens right now. Next-gen hyperscale AI campuses consume more electricity than entire cities and drain local water supplies by the billions of gallons, leaving residents with skyrocketing utility bills and deafening industrial noise.
And it pollutes the water too. Drinking it up, but polluting it.
And when citizens try to ask questions, they find their local governments bound by strict corporate NDAs, which leads to the uncomfortable reality that mainstream media is ill-equipped to address, which is that if both Donald Trump's Silicon Valley donors and the establishment Democrats are fast-tracking these massive projects all throughout America, who is actually looking out for the citizens? Joining me today to dig more into what's really going on with these AI data centers is Derek Brose, investigative journalist. He's also the founder of the Conscious Resistance Network and currently on his activation tour across America. Derek, thank you for taking some time to join us today.
Thanks for having me on again, James. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we chatted. I think it was maybe like a year and a half ago. And I was reading a recent article of yours in the Last American Vagabond, and you were talking about Oracle, the rise of the AI surveillance state. A lot of people probably know the name Larry Ellison. He founded Oracle, also his media endeavors now, Paramount, Warner Brothers. I was just wondering if, just before we get into all the details, can you give us an overview of who the biggest players are that are pushing these AI data centers across the U.S.?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the names are not going to be too surprising to most people. As you mentioned, Oracle, Google, Meta is another big one. I've recently been reading about how they're building a massive, I believe, 500-acre data center out in Tennessee, which is going to be destructive to, the environment and natural resources in so many different ways. So you've got Meta, you've got Google, you've got Oracle, and pretty much all of these big tech firms that people have become more familiar with over the years. What I think is important to understand, the way that connection is really made, is that the more these companies are gathering data about us, whether it's through things like flock cameras, automatic license plate readers, or just internet surveillance, they need somewhere to store that data, right? I mean, the data, it no longer can be contained in the old school data centers, which have been around for decades, which is what the internet has operated on. Particularly with the use of AI is increasing the need for what are called hyperscale AI data centers. And so a lot of those same big names, the big tech companies that we've come to know the last couple decades, are going to be the ones who are really pushing for these hyperscale data centers. Amazon would be another one, and there's others that are probably lesser known. Palantir, of course, would be one of these. All of these different companies, whether they're the ones building the data centers directly, as Meta is doing, or they're funding and partnering with other organizations which are lesser known names, it is really them and the collection of all this data that is causing this drive for the creation of these hyperscale data centers.
Okay, that's interesting you bring that up in terms of the surveillance angle, because that's something that I've sort of been looking at as well, is that we already have a ton of data centers in the US as it is. We have 10x the number compared to the next closest country, yet we're still trying to build thousands more. So I'm wondering, is this really about powering commercial AI applications like ChatGPT, or is it more around data harvesting or facial recognition, predictive systems, this kind of stuff that you were just talking about? What do you think the real plan is with these data centers?
I definitely think that
pretty much everything all together. Everything all above.
Is related to the build out of the technocratic surveillance state more than the average person just querying ChatGPT a couple times or Grok or what have you. I've seen the memes out there where people are saying using a chatbot, an LLM for 10 minutes or something equals X amount of water. I don't know if anybody's got the actual calculations down, if any of us have figured that out per se, but not to say it doesn't matter when you're using AI and you're not contributing in that way, but I absolutely do not buy the idea that somebody using it on the consumer level for a couple of queries a day is what's causing this expansion. As you said, the US already has more data centers than any other country, and they by far.
Yeah, like a few thousand. China only got, was it 3 or maybe 400 or maybe 400 data centers? And China got data collection, surveillance, got that shit on lock compared to America. But damn, America, shit, I think they're harvesting data. They're harvesting data here in America, but also they're getting it from other countries. Maybe I don't know. It's like other countries don't want to build all these data centers, but hey, America says I can do it, and we'll take. No, I don't think they're going to take all their other countries' data, and put it in the hands of American tech companies. Yeah, I don't know, man. But goddamn, shit. They built all these damn data centers for. I know it's for data, collecting information and such, and powering AI, but the shit ain't really necessary for all that shit. Really, it ain't none of it necessary. I want to be fucking blasted away by nuclear fire, and it will be. But anyway, let me stop running my mouth and get back to the video. I'm probably gonna cut this shit short pretty soon.
And
the video's already an hour long.
I think this is really about the need to store this data as this world that they're trying to push us into of facial recognition being
chip implants,
pervasive everywhere, automatic license plate readers, of course, all that stuff being powered by artificial intelligence. I think that's what this is really about. As these people have been describing the world they've been talking about for years, this technocratic state, Great Reset, etc., everything they want to push us in.
Prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah been talking about this shit.
into a 6G powered world that the Trump administration, let's be honest, is absolutely helping accelerate with big tech in the White House with them. That is going to facilitate the need for more hyperscale data centers. I don't think they can build out the surveillance state that they're trying to without having more storage for it and more places to, to hold that data. But then also, once you've got the data stored, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Then you use AI to scan through all that data to try to look for patterns, to try to, find extremists, if you will, because that's the other kind of part of this conversation, is that the U.S. government is increasingly putting out reports and propaganda in the media that people who are against data centers are either being funded by the Chinese government or that they are so-called anti-tech violent extremists. And so I think absolutely part of the surveillance and the data harvesting is in order to identify those people who are opposing these things.
Absolutely. I think I'm with you on that, is that we're all thinking that this is probably more than just Microsoft or these big companies wanting to use AI in their enterprise applications and things like that. It goes beyond that into this realm of surveillance. And you just brought up the framing now from both the mainstream media and the government to really, I guess, categorize these people who don't want data centers as anti-tech extremists. Now there's a new agency, I think, being created to monitor these folks in terms of these protests against data centers. Because I want to move into sort of the more advocacy part of what you're doing right now. How do you prevent these labels from being weaponized against ordinary citizens who just don't want to live near a data center?
Yeah, I think part of that is in the way that we organize, in the way that we, whether you are hosting local protests or people are going to city councils. Now, by and large, I think all of the actions I've personally seen have been peaceful and have been just regular people, as you said.
I'm going to stop right there. If you want to watch the rest of the video, they go to the title of the video, they go to channel, get one more video in, and close it out.
AI systems are organized in a responsible way, and they'll be able to create so much abundance and so many resources for humanity that we'll have so much time to study and learn.
Study.
And then you see who this guy is.
And learn. Abundance, guys.
That's the guy who played as Rabbi Hosey. They're eating good foreskin, but he just, he pretends to be like these niggas.
Systems are organized in a responsible way, and they'll be able to create so much abundance and so many resources for humanity that we'll have so much time to study.
Look, these niggas the ones who's pushing that shit. These are one niggas, this is what they pushing. The Lord's chosen people. Pushing AI surveillance, data collection, all that shit. For what? Ain't y'all niggas supposed to be having the power to collect data through your mind, knowing what's on the people's mind with spiritual powers? Y'all been given, y'all the holy people. Y'all supposed to be already transformed in a twinkling of an eye. No, that's a fucking lie. You niggas ain't those people. You know who those people are. Be so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and speckled that look like them too. But when it comes to these niggas, no, they are not the people. Anyway, let me get back to the video.
And learn.
They're not the Lord's people, no. And he's not either. I mean, he could be a speckled bird, but then again,
And learn. Abundance, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Olive Roots podcast. I'm your host, Chosi Ayub. This is a short one. It's one of God's chosen people. Let's take a look, guys.
And AI will create systems to do all the work for you. And what will you do all day? Study. Learn Torah.
Learn Torah.
You mean Talmud?
Of God's chosen people. Let's take a look, guys.
And AI will create systems to do all the work for you. And what will you do all day? Study. Learn Torah.
Learn Torah. Did you hear that? Let's rewind it. Can AI bring the Messianic era? They want to bring the Mashiach, right? Listen.
And AI will create systems to do all the work for you.
AI will create system to do all the work for you, so you don't have to do nothing.
And what will you do all day?
What would you do all day?
Study. Learn Torah.
Learn Torah. Torah. Torah.
Which very much sounds like the Rambam's description of the days of Mashiach.
As the days of the Mashiach, the Rambam is one of their Mashiach because they have 7 million ones, even though they're still waiting for the main one.
Yeah.
They have 6 million Mashiach, Messiahs.
That's crazy. I just like them niggas be saying there's how many genders are there? Let me see. These niggas said How many genders do the Jewish people say there is? 6 different genders. Oh, there's only 6 different genders. Anyway, I thought it was like 600 different genders, but it's only 6. Why is it 6? You know, number 6. Anyway.
Well, the Goyim are not going to learn the Torah. Only God's chosen people will. We will
Learn the Talmud.
do labor work for them, be their slaves. They've never done any labor work, these people, yet they run everything.
The days of the Messiah are described as days that will just have freedom to learn.
Freedom to learn.
Because the AI systems are organized in a responsible way, and they'll be able to create so much abundance and so many resources for humanity that will have so much time to shy and learn.
Shy and learn. Abundance, guys. You're going to own nothing and be happy.
And you see who's controlling the world, who's ruling over everything. These niggers.
Shy. Learn the Torah. God's chosen people.
And we're hoping it's going to go in that direction. Siyata D'Shmaya.
Yeah, we hope it's going to go in that direction, guys. Very interesting.
Yeah. Alright, close it out. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Don't tarry, wait for it. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and we won't tarry. Prophecy with AI with Esau using AI and getting people microchip, and you being a slave to Esau, Amalek. That's definitely coming. It's coming. So you better be prayed up with Yahweh Shema Shah, and pray the Lord give you the strength and the faith to endure. It's gonna get wild out here. Anyway, seek the Lord by seeking His prophets, and take heed to what they say, and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and none but the truth, in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.